Stop. Take control of your focus. Right now, stop scrolling. Close your apps. Listen carefully. Every second your attention drifts, your brain loses power, and your dreams slip further away. Have you ever sat down to work only to realize an hour has passed and you've achieved nothing meaningful? Your mind wanders, distractions swarm, and productivity vanishes like sand through your fingers. Frustrating, isn't it? Here's the brutal truth. It's not your environment, not your workload. It's your attention itself. Until you master it, nothing else will change. Most people think focus is a skill you either have or don't. Wrong. Focus is a muscle, and most of us have been letting it atrophy. Imagine trying to pour water through a cracked cup. No matter how hard you try, most of it leaks out. That's your mind without control. The good news: you can seal the cracks, train your brain, and channel all your energy exactly where it matters. Now picture this. What if a single shift in approach could double your focus in minutes? Not weeks, not months. Immediately. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your distractions only win when you let them. Today, I'll show you how to reclaim your mind like a laser. Precise, unstoppable, unshakable. By the end of this video, you won't just try harder. You'll focus smarter, turning fleeting moments into unstoppable productivity. These are the 8 Stoic laws of focus. Not theories, but living truths. Master them, and your mind will never scatter again. You'll think clearer, act faster, and live with purpose. Here's what we'll cover. Identify hidden saboteurs eating your attention. 3 proven techniques to lock your mind on a single task. Mental triggers to supercharge focus instantly. Ask yourself, how much could you accomplish if your focus worked at 100%? What opportunities could you seize? What dreams could you chase? Before we begin, like this video if you want better focus. Comment your biggest distraction below. Subscribe for daily Stoic strategies that work. Stay until the end, follow every step, and I promise, your mind will never wander the same way again. Your focus is about to skyrocket. Your potential is about to explode. Act now. Number 1. Focus is a muscle, not a talent. Stop. Listen carefully. Right now. Have you ever sat down to work and realized an hour has slipped away? Gone. Wasted. While your mind wandered through endless distractions. Emails, notifications, random thoughts, all vying for your attention. Frustrating, isn't it? Here's what most people refuse to face. Focus is not something you are born with. It's not a talent, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, if you don't exercise it, it weakens. Neglect it, and distractions take over. Think about your biceps. You don't expect it to lift a heavy weight without training. You don't expect it to grow stronger by wishing. It needs repetition, resistance, and discipline. The same applies to your focus. Your attention, mental stamina, and clarity all require deliberate exercise. Ask yourself, how often do you let your mind drift? How often do you blame your environment? Your phone, your noisy home, your workload? Instead of taking responsibility for your attention. The world is designed to steal your focus. Social media, notifications, constant noise. They are engineered to hijack your mind. But they only succeed if you let them. The equation is simple. Weak focus leads to wasted time, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled potential. Strong focus builds skill, mastery, and control. Imagine pouring water into a cup full of holes. No matter how hard you pour, most of it leaks. That's your mind without trained focus. Every distraction, every impulsive scroll, every wandering thought leaks your energy. But when you train attention, you seal the cracks. Your mind becomes a vessel that holds every drop. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Epictetus reminded us, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Seneca warned, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Your environment is chaotic. Life is messy. But your mind, your focus, is under your control. Discipline it, train it, strengthen it. The Stoic method to build. Focus. 1. Identify distractions. Notice what pulls your mind away. Apps, notifications, wandering thoughts. Name them. Awareness is the first step to control. 2. Set micro goals. Focus isn't about grinding 8 hours straight. Start small. 15 minutes of pure, undisturbed work builds momentum. 3. Use mental triggers. Associate tasks with cues. For example, when I open this document, I will focus for 15 minutes without interruption. 4. Repetition builds strength. Like lifting weights, your focus grows stronger with consistent practice. Daily effort compounds. Ask yourself, what could you accomplish if your attention worked like a laser, cutting through every distraction? How much faster could you learn, create, and achieve? What dreams could you finally reach if focus became your superpower? The contrast is stark. Most people drift through life, reacting to impulses, surrendering to distractions, blaming the world. You take control. You exercise focus. You transform potential into achievement. That's the power of a trained mind. That's Stoicism in action. Remember, focus is a muscle, not a gift. Train it daily, protect it fiercely, challenge it deliberately, and watch your productivity, clarity, and personal power grow beyond imagination. Stop hoping for concentration. Start building it. Your mind is waiting. Seize it. Number 2. Your attention is the real power. Stop scrolling. Right now. Do you realize what just happened? Something on your screen grabbed you, a notification, a headline, a video thumbnail, and without thinking, you clicked. Your attention, your most valuable resource, was taken, not earned. Taken. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not poor because you lack money. You are powerless because you've given away your attention. Every moment you spend distracted is a moment stolen from your goals, your growth, your future. Think about it. What separates the successful from the struggling? Is it intelligence, luck, connections, number? It's where they direct their attention. One person scrolls for hours, another builds for hours, same 24 hours, different outcomes. The difference? Attention. Your attention is currency, more valuable than money. You can always make more money. But time, attention, once spent, it's gone forever. And right now, billion-dollar companies are fighting a war to steal it from you. Ask yourself, who controls your attention, you or the algorithm? The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes. Every interruption costs you 23 minutes to regain full focus. Do the math. That's hours of your life. Vanished. Every single day. Imagine this. You have a bank account, but instead of money, it holds your attention. Every morning you wake up with a full deposit. Pure, focused energy. Now imagine someone drains it every few minutes. Instagram takes $50. TikTok takes $100. Email takes $75. By noon, you're bankrupt, empty, unable to invest in anything meaningful. That's your reality, unless you take control. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Epictetus warned, "If you do not wish to be prone to anger, do not feed the habit." Give it nothing which may tend to its increase. Seneca declared, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy." Your attention is not a renewable resource. Guard it, protect it, weaponize it. Where you place your attention determines your reality. Focus on negativity. You'll find problems everywhere. Focus on growth. You'll find opportunity in every challenge. Your life becomes what you consistently pay attention to. The Stoic framework to reclaim your attention. 1. Audit your attention track where your focus goes for one day. Write it down. You'll be shocked. Most of your attention goes to things that don't matter. 2. Eliminate, ruthlessly delete apps. Turn off notifications. Remove temptations. If it doesn't serve your goals, it's stealing from them. 3. Create attention rituals. Morning, no phone for the first hour. Work, 25-minute focus blocks. Evening, no screens 1 hour before sleep. Rituals protect attention. 4. Single tasking, not multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain can't focus on two things simultaneously. It switches rapidly, exhausting itself. One task, full attention, maximum impact. Ask yourself, if you gave your undivided attention to one skill for 90 days, where would you be? If you focused completely on your health, your business, your relationships, what would transform? The contrast is brutal. Most people scatter their attention across 100 distractions and wonder why nothing changes. You concentrate your power. You direct your energy like a laser. You become unstoppable. That's not motivation, that's physics. Remember, your attention shapes your life. Every day you vote with your focus. Distraction or discipline, drift or direction, reaction or creation. The choice is yours. But make no mistake, you are choosing. Right now. Stop giving your power away. Reclaim your attention, direct it deliberately, and watch your entire world shift. Pause here. Drop a comment. What's stealing your attention right now? Number 3. Distractions are leaks in your mental cup. Pay attention. This matters. Imagine you're filling a cup with water. You pour and pour, but the cup never fills. Why? Because it's full of holes. Every drop you add leaks out before it can accumulate. Frustrating, isn't it? That cup is your mind. The water is your energy, focus, and potential. And the holes? Those are your distractions. Here's the brutal reality. You're working hard, grinding daily, putting in effort, but you're not getting results. Not because you're not capable, but because your mental cup is leaking faster than you can fill it. Every notification that pulls your eyes away, every random thought that derails your momentum, every 5-minute break that turns into an hour. Those aren't harmless interruptions. They're leaks, and they're draining your power. Think about it. You start a task with full energy. 10 minutes in, your phone buzzes. You check it. Just a quick look, you tell yourself. 2 minutes later, you're back to work. But are you really? Your mind is still processing what you just saw. The focus is fractured. The leak has done its damage. Ask yourself, how many leaks drain your mental cup every single day? Studies show it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully regain focus after an interruption. Let that sink in. One notification cost you 23 minutes. 5 interruptions? Nearly 2 hours of productive time gone, leaked away. The mathematics are merciless. Small leaks compound into massive losses. One distraction seems harmless, but 10 distractions a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That's not a leak, that's a flood, and you're drowning in it without even realizing. Imagine 2 people, both talented, both hardworking, both have the same 24 hours. Person A has a sealed cup. Every drop of effort stays, accumulates, compounds. Person B has a cup riddled with holes. Every effort leaks. By the end of the year, Person A has built something extraordinary. Person B is exhausted, confused, and empty-handed. Same effort, different results. The difference: one sealed their leaks, the other ignored them. The Stoics understood this principle deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness." Epictetus taught, "Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours." Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Your mind is a vessel. Guard it, seal it, protect it from every leak that threatens to drain your potential." Where are your leaks coming from? Social media notifications, endless scrolling, background noise, multitasking, gossip, drama. Worry about things you cannot control. These aren't just distractions. They're thieves, and they're robbing you blind. The Stoic method to seal your mental cup. 1. Identify every leak. Spend one day tracking every distraction. Write it down. Phone checks, mental wandering, interruptions. All of it. You can't fix what you don't see. 2. Plug the obvious holes. First, turn off non-essential notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Put your phone in another room. Remove the low-hanging fruit immediately. 3. Create barriers around your focus. Use website blockers. Set specific focus hours. Communicate boundaries to others. Make distraction difficult, not just unlikely. 4. Train your mind to resist leaks. When an urge to check your phone arises, pause. Observe it. Let it pass. Every time you resist, you strengthen your mental cup. Every time you give in, you widen the leak. Ask yourself, what could you achieve if your mental cup stayed full? If every ounce of effort you invested actually stayed and compounded? If you worked for 4 focused hours instead of 8 distracted ones? The contrast is undeniable. Most people spend their lives trying to fill a leaking cup and wonder why they're always empty. You seal the leaks first. You protect your vessel. You ensure every drop counts. That's not luck. That's strategy. Remember, distractions aren't harmless, they're hemorrhages. Every leak drains your potential. Every interruption steals your progress. Every quick check costs you momentum. Stop pouring into a broken vessel. Seal your mental cup. Guard your focus like your life depends on it. Because it does. Number 4, the Stoic mindset. Power over your mind. Stop right there. Read this carefully. You think the world controls you, your boss, the economy, other people's opinions, traffic, bad luck. You blame circumstances for your frustration, your stress, your lack of progress. Here's the truth that will either free you or offend you. You have no control over most of life, but you have absolute power over one thing, your mind. And that's all you need. The Stoic philosophy, born over 2,000 years ago, understood what modern psychology is just discovering. Your suffering doesn't come from what happens to you. It comes from how you interpret what happens to you. Think about it. 2 people lose their job. One spirals into depression, blaming the universe, declaring life unfair. The other sees opportunity, pivots, and builds something better. Same event, different interpretation, different outcome. The event didn't determine their fate, their mind did. Ask yourself, how often do you let external chaos dictate your internal peace? You cannot control the weather, but you can control whether you let a rainy day ruin your mood. You cannot control what people say about you, but you can control whether their words become your identity. You cannot control every outcome, but you can control your effort, your attitude, and your response. Most people surrender their power without realizing it. They hand their emotions to strangers. They let circumstances steal their peace. They allow the external world to dictate their internal state. That's not living. That's reacting. And reactions are chains. You think you're free, but you're enslaved to whatever happens around you. The Stoic mindset breaks those chains. It says, the world is chaos, but your mind is your fortress. Protect it, command it, master it. The Stoics lived this truth. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, understood this deeply. As emperor, he could have blamed politics, betrayals, and war for his stress. Instead, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Epictetus, who lived as a slave before becoming a philosopher, declared, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Seneca, advisor to emperors, warned, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." 3 men, different lives, same wisdom. Your mind is yours. Guard it, use it, control it. The Stoic mindset isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about choosing your response instead of defaulting to reaction. It's not about pretending nothing bothers you. It's about refusing to let what bothers you control you. Imagine this. Someone insults you. Your instinct is anger. But anger is a choice, not a requirement. You can choose curiosity instead. Why did they say that? You can choose indifference. Their opinion doesn't define me. You can choose compassion. They must be struggling. Same insult. Infinite responses. You decide. That's power. Real power. Not over others, over yourself. The Stoic framework to master your mind. 1. Separate facts from interpretations. The traffic jam is a fact. This ruined my day is interpretation. Learn to see the difference. Facts are neutral. Interpretations create suffering. 2. Practice negative visualization. Imagine losing what you have, your health, your loved ones, your freedom. Not to be pessimistic, but to appreciate what's present and prepare for what's uncertain. 3. Control the controllable, release the rest. Make 2 lists, things you control, your actions, thoughts, effort, and things you don't, outcomes, others' behavior, past events. Pour energy only into the first list. 4. Daily mental training. Every morning, remind yourself, today I will face difficulties. People may frustrate me, plans may fail, but my response is mine to choose. Prepare your mind before the world tests it. Ask yourself, what would change if you stopped reacting and started responding? If you stopped being a victim of circumstances and became the architect of your mindset? If external chaos could no longer penetrate your internal peace? The contrast is liberating. Most people are slaves to their emotions, prisoners of their reactions, hostages to external events. You reclaim sovereignty over your mind. You decide what enters. You decide what stays. You decide what controls you. That's not philosophy. That's freedom. Remember, you were not born to be controlled by circumstances. You were born with the ability to interpret, to choose, to respond. That's the Stoic gift. That's your inheritance. Power over your mind is power over your life. Master one, and you master both. The world is noise. Your mind is the signal. Tune in, take control, and watch everything changes. Still with me? Drop a fire emoji in the comments if this resonates. Number 5. Small shifts create immediate results. Listen closely. This changes everything. You think transformation requires massive action, years of effort, complete life overhauls. Wrong. The most powerful changes are small, almost invisible, but their impact, devastating. Here's what nobody tells you. You don't need to change everything to see results. You need to change one thing. Right now, today, and watch the domino effect begin. Think about a ship crossing the ocean. A 1-degree shift in direction seems insignificant at first, but over 1,000 miles, That tiny adjustment lands you in a completely different country. Your life works the same way. Small shifts compound into massive destinations. You're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect motivation. Meanwhile, small opportunities for change pass by every single hour. And you miss them, because you're looking for big when the answer is small. Ask yourself, what would happen if you just started? Not perfectly, not dramatically, just started. The math is simple but brutal. Improving by just 1% every day means you'll be 37 times better in 1 year. Declining by 1% every day means you'll be nearly zero by year's end. The difference between extraordinary and ordinary isn't the size of the action, it's the consistency of the shift. Imagine two people. Both want to get in shape. Person A says, "I'll work out 2 hours every day starting Monday." Person B says, "I'll do 5 push-ups right now." Who do you think is still exercising 6 months later? Person A burned out in 3 weeks. Person B built a habit so small, quitting was harder than continuing. The paradox of change. The smaller the shift, the bigger the result. Because small is sustainable. Small is immediate. Small bypasses resistance. Your brain hates big changes. It sees them as threats. It activates fear, procrastination, and self-sabotage. But small changes, your brain doesn't even notice. It lets them slip through. And by the time it realizes something has changed, the new habit is already locked in. The Stoics mastered this principle centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing." Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig." If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." Your transformation doesn't start tomorrow. It starts with one small shift. Right now. Where are your opportunities for small shifts? Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Read 1 page before bed. Drink 1 glass of water before coffee. Take 1 deep breath before reacting. Replace 1 scroll session with 1 productive task. These aren't impressive. They're not Instagram-worthy. But they work. The Stoic blueprint for small shifts. 1. Start ridiculously small. Don't commit to an hour. Commit to 1 minute. 1 push-up, 1 sentence. Make it so easy that saying no feels stupid. 2. Stack it on existing habits. After I pour coffee, I'll meditate for 60 seconds. After I close my laptop, I'll write 1 line in my journal. Attach new behaviors to old routines. 3. Celebrate micro wins. Immediately, your brain needs feedback. Did your 1 push-up? Acknowledge it. Feel it. Reward reinforces repetition. 4. Never miss twice. Skipping once is human. Skipping twice is a pattern. Patterns become identity. Protect the streak, even if it means doing the absolute minimum. Ask yourself, if you made 1 tiny improvement every single day for 90 days, where would you be? What skill would you have? What habit would be automatic? What version of yourself would emerge? The contrast is stark. Most people wait for massive motivation to make massive changes and end up making no changes at all. You take the smallest possible step. You act before you feel ready. You win before others even start. That's not talent. That's wisdom. Remember, every empire was built 1 brick at a time. Every marathon begins with 1 step. Every masterpiece starts with 1 stroke. You don't need permission to start small. You don't need conditions to be perfect. You need 1 shift, 1 decision, 1 action. Right now. Stop waiting for the big moment. Start creating small shifts. Your transformation is waiting. Begin it. Number 6. Practical techniques to lock focus. Stop overthinking. Start doing. You've read enough theory. You understand focus matters. You know distractions kill productivity. You've nodded along to inspiring quotes about discipline and willpower. Now what? Here's the problem. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You don't need more information. You need implementation. You need techniques that work when motivation fades. Systems that function when willpower fails. Focus isn't mystical. It's mechanical. And like any mechanism, it has specific techniques that make it work. Master these, and focus becomes automatic. Ignore them, and you'll keep struggling, wondering why trying harder never works. Think about a lock. You don't force it open. You use the right key, the right technique, and it clicks. Your focus is the same. Stop forcing. Start using the right techniques. Ask yourself, are you struggling because you lack focus or because you lack a system to create focus? The difference between focused people and distracted people isn't willpower, it's technique. One group has tools, the other has excuses. Here's the brutal truth. Every hour you spend unfocused is an hour gifted to your competition, your fears, your regrets. While you scroll, someone else is building. While you procrastinate, someone else is progressing. Time doesn't wait for you to feel ready. The Stoics weren't philosophers who sat and theorized. They were practitioners who built systems for living. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Epictetus taught, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Seneca advised, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." Philosophy is useless if it stays theoretical. Focus is useless if it stays aspirational. You need practical, proven techniques that work today, right now, this moment. Imagine two students preparing for an exam. Both want to focus. Student A relies on motivation, tries to concentrate through sheer willpower, gets frustrated when distracted. Student B uses specific techniques, time blocking, environmental design, elimination protocols. Who passes? Technique beats intention every single time. Your focus doesn't need inspiration, it needs infrastructure, systems, techniques, tools that work regardless of how you feel. The Stoic Arsenal. 4 techniques to lock focus. 1. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. No delay. No, I'll do it later. Immediate action prevents mental clutter and decision fatigue. Every delayed micro-task is a leak in your attention. 2. Time blocking. The Stoic schedule. Don't manage tasks, manage time. Assign every hour a purpose before the day begins. 9 to 11 a.m. Deep work. 11 to 12 p.m. Emails. No flexibility, no negotiation. When the time block ends, the task ends. This creates urgency and eliminates Parkinson's law. 3. The single object rule. Close every tab except one. Have only one document open. Focus on one task until completion or time block expires. Multitasking is a lie. Your brain can't focus on 2 things simultaneously. It switches rapidly, exhausting itself. One object, full attention. 4. Environmental design. Your environment shapes your focus more than your willpower. Remove distractions before you need focus. Phone in another room, apps deleted, notifications off, internet blocker active. Make distraction difficult, focus easy. Don't rely on self-control, rely on design. Ask yourself, if you implemented just 3 of these techniques today, how much more would you accomplish? What project would finally get finished? What skill would you finally build? The contrast is undeniable. Most people rely on motivation, hoping focus will magically appear, and wonder why they're always distracted. You use techniques, you build systems, you engineer focus. That's not luck, that's mastery. Remember, every master was once a beginner who used the right techniques. Every focused person you admire has systems you don't see. Every productive day is built on invisible infrastructure. Stop winging it. Start engineering it. The techniques are here. The knowledge is transferred. The only question remaining is, will you implement or will you remain theoretical? Number 7. Visualization of potential. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. It's 1 year from today. You wake up, look in the mirror, and see someone completely different, sharper, stronger, more capable. This version of you has achieved what current you only dreams about. How did it happen? What changed? Here's the uncomfortable answer. Nothing magical, just daily focus, consistent effort, disciplined attention. That's it. Now imagine the opposite. 1 year from today. Same mirror, same reflection. Nothing changed. Dreams still deferred. Goals still distant. Potential still untapped. Which future are you building right now? This moment, this hour, today. Your potential isn't a mystery. It's a choice. And visualization makes that choice crystal clear. The Stoics practiced this ruthlessly. They called it premeditation malform, negative visualization. But they also visualized success, not as fantasy, but as blueprint. The Stoic philosophers taught. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. See it first, build it second." That's the sequence. Ask yourself, who is the person you're becoming with your current habits? If you changed nothing, where would you be in 365 days? Most people avoid this question. It's too confronting, too honest, too real. But avoidance doesn't change trajectory. It only delays the reckoning. The 2 visualizations that change everything. 1. The peak vision. Close your eyes. Imagine your absolute best self. What skills have you mastered? What discipline have you built? What does your day look like? How do you speak? How do you move? How do you think? Make it vivid. Make it detailed. Make it real. This isn't daydreaming. This is destination setting. You can't arrive where you haven't defined. 2. The valley vision. Now imagine the cost of inaction. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years of the same patterns, same distractions, same excuses. What opportunities slip away? What regrets accumulate? What potential dies unexpressed? This isn't pessimism. This is clarity. Fear of staying the same should outweigh fear of change. Visualization without action is delusion, but action without visualization is wandering. You need both. See the destination. Walk the path. Here's the contrast. Most people visualize success while maintaining failure habits. They imagine the outcome, but avoid the process. You visualize potential, then build it, brick by brick, day by day. That's integrity. The gap between who you are and who you could be isn't luck. It's not talent. It's not circumstances. It's daily decisions, repeated focus, accumulated discipline, and it starts with seeing what's possible. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You've read 15 books, built a valuable skill, lost 20 pounds, saved $5,000, rebuilt a relationship. Not because you're extraordinary, because you were consistent. That version exists, right now, in potential form, waiting for you to commit, waiting for you to focus, waiting for you to begin. Remember, potential unrealized is tragedy. Potential visualized is motivation. Potential acted upon is destiny. You have all 3 available, right now, this moment. The only question is, which will you choose? Stop drifting through potential. Start visualizing it. See it, feel it, build it. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. Number 8. Commit now. Act immediately. Stop reading. Start deciding. You've consumed enough content. You've nodded along to every principle. You understand focus matters. You know distractions kill dreams. You agree with everything written here, but agreement means nothing without action. Here's the harsh reality. Reading without doing is just procrastination in disguise. You feel productive because you're learning. But learning without implementation is entertainment, not transformation. The gap between knowing and doing is where most people die. Not physically, but their potential does. Their dreams do. Their future does. Ask yourself, how many articles have you read about focus? How many videos about productivity? How many books about discipline? And what has changed? Really changed? The Stoics had zero tolerance for passive philosophy. They demanded action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Stop whatever you're doing for a moment and ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I won't be able to do this anymore?" Epictetus declared, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Seneca warned, "While we wait for life, life passes." They understood something crucial. The perfect moment never arrives. Conditions never align perfectly. You'll never feel completely ready. Waiting for certainty is waiting forever. Right now, you have a choice. Close this post and return to scrolling. Or commit. Truly commit. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when things settle down. Now. Your commitment protocol. 1. Choose one technique from everything you've read. Pick one single technique to implement today. Not 5. Not all of them eventually. 1. Right now. Time blocking? Commodore. Phone in another room? Pick one. 2. Set a micro deadline. "I'll start this week" is a lie you tell yourself. Set a specific time. Today at 3 p.m., I will work for 25 minutes without distraction. Make it so specific that failure is obvious. 3. Create immediate friction. Delete one app right now. Turn off notifications this moment. Move your phone to another room before you finish reading this sentence. Immediate action creates momentum. 4. Declare it publicly. Comment below with one thing you'll do differently today. Share this post and tag someone who needs to read it. Public commitment activates accountability. Silent promises evaporate. The difference between successful people and dreamers isn't talent. It's the gap between decision and action. Dreamers decide eventually. Successful people act immediately. Think about it. Every goal you've achieved started with one moment. The moment you stopped thinking and started doing. Every skill you've mastered began when you committed, not when you felt ready. Here's the brutal contrast. Someone reading this right now will implement one technique today, and in 6 months, their life will be unrecognizable. Someone else will close this, feel inspired for 30 seconds, and change nothing. Same information, different outcomes. The difference? Immediate action. Your focus journey doesn't start when conditions are perfect. It starts when you decide. And decision without immediate action is just another fantasy. Remember, every moment you delay is a vote for the person you've always been. Every immediate action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Which version wins depends on what you do in the next 60 seconds. You've learned enough. You've understood enough. You've prepared enough. Now commit. Right now. This moment. If this resonated with you, don't just scroll past. Like this post, it tells the algorithm to share this with others who need it. Comment below. Share one technique you're implementing today. Share this. Tag someone who's been waiting to start. Subscribe for more. Daily Stoic wisdom that actually creates change. Stop consuming. Start committing. Your transformation is waiting. Seize it.